Alright, Danky Kang Gang. So in this video, I am going to be doing a follow-up on a story I covered a few weeks back of these fascist scumbags infiltrating our state parks here in Tennessee. You can go back and watch my videos, but I try about 12 fucking times to contact the Tennessee Department of Environment and Conservation to get just some basic information about this. I wasn't even at the stage where I could talk to somebody to try to get it taken down, let alone just get some fucking information. So I didn't wind up going to this, but what I did wind up doing is I printed out a metric fuck ton of flyers and I passed it around at a local music show to a ton of people, hopefully getting some people aware about this. So I did flyers and I did phone calls. But these guys are the real MVPs. They went there and directly confronted the fascist scum. So this is wagingnonviolence.org, an article by Beth Foster published 4 days ago. It says Tennessee anti-fascists boldly disrupt, infiltrate, and expose annual white supremacist gatherings. Despite mounting challenges from a state keen on welcoming white supremacists, anti-fascist activists are learning that deep organizing is the way they win. Deep organizing, ladies and gents. That's how it's done. He says, a wooden bridge guarded by 2 well-armed park rangers was all that separated us from more than 60 of the most infamous national and international white supremacists. It was the last weekend of June. They had come to Montgomery Bell State Park in Burns, Tennessee for the National Solutions Conference, a gathering of race realism organizations from around the world. If you want more info about them, look at my video where I investigate their website. It's fucking hilarious. They have this shitty animation where they draw over like Disney cartoons because they're too stupid to like draw themselves. They're morons. But anyway, the article says, as the afternoon sun beat down on us, some 50 or so anti-fascists, we sang and chanted in protest at the hate-filled gathering across the lake. Knoxville attorney and anti-fascist Chris Irwin texted me from inside the conference, having somehow registered and paid for entry without detection. So comrade Chris Irwin, shout out to him for actually fucking infiltrating this thing. He says, I can hear La Bamba, he wrote. They can hear you. They're begging their people not to engage. They know they'll lose if they do. What a bunch of pussy-ass chuds. They talk about how they're the fucking master race, but when they get confronted with like 50 protesters, playing La Bamba over the boombox, they piss their little pants, ladies and gents. These are the hardcore master race boys that are going to like deport you and find the ethno state. Like if it wasn't for the pigs defending them, they would be the weakest little pussy ass bitches you'd ever meet. There's a reason why these guys run their fat fucking fascist mouths in the solitude of these conference centers and not in bars and stuff. Because if they ran their mouth in the wrong place, like in the town I live, they'd get their asses kicked. It says, if there's a theme song for anti-fascists in Tennessee, it is the beloved Mexican folk song La Bamba. We've received some attention for it a couple of years ago when we drowned out and ultimately shut down a white supremacist rally, and since then we haven't missed a chance to play our favorite song for them. Well, that sounds cool. Let me play La Bamba. Let's play La Bamba. That seems like a fitting song for this video. La Bamba. I hope it comes up. Here we go. Here we go. Alright, I'm gonna have to like definitely fucking make sure I put this in the description, you know what I'm saying? So just imagine these fucking idiots at the podium like, and this is why the Jews are conspiring against the white race, and then you just hear this La Bamba slowly building in the background. Fucking chuds, get owned, you assholes. As I read Irwin's message over the microphone to the crowd that had marched to the water's edge, the closest we were permitted to get, cheers erupted and the music got louder. Over the next few hours, we continued to heckle and taunt them from across the lake. At one point, we got on a boat and got closer to their side, unfurling a banner with the words "White Supremacy Kills." Although they never engaged us, we knew, thanks to Irwin, that our presence had made an impact. None of the Nazis could escape it, he texted me later. This was important to find out because over the 8 years we've been protesting these gatherings in the park, our ability to mount any kind of opposition has been severely weakened by state government that's all too keen on welcoming and defending white supremacists. So, I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that I just got fucking the cold shoulder every single time I tried to call and talk to somebody. Makes sense. Says, not only was a resolution denouncing white supremacy killed by legislators in 2018, but Governor Bill Lee recently signed a proclamation declaring July 13th as a day of celebration for slave trader and war criminal Nathan Bedford Forrest. Holy fuck. To make matters worse, anti-fascists in Tennessee are routinely met with militarized police and barricades wherever we show up to protest the white supremacist gathering. Well, you know what I see to that? I say, a las barricadas, my fellow Antifa. So these are the brave souls donning the boats and the sign "White Supremacist Kills," and they are flipping off the fucking pig chud cops that are defending the Nazis, because fuck you, cops. Says it should not be surprising then that according to the Anti-Defamation League, 1 in every 5 white supremacist gatherings in the United States takes place in Tennessee. Let me just say that one more time so it sinks in. 1 in every 5 white supremacist gatherings in the US takes place in Tennessee. The state of Tennessee is Chud Central, and I am living in the fucking middle of Chud Central, ladies and gentlemen. You are talking to a hardcore fucking tanky who is living in probably one of the most racist fucking areas in the entire United States of America. Not my local hometown, thankfully. Memphis has a lot of people of color, a lot of comrades, but outside of Memphis, yeah, Tennessee is a fucking wasteland of chuddery. Says, despite these challenges, we continue to do our best to disrupt white supremacist gatherings. If we don't, they look stronger, making it more likely that those on the fringes, usually young white men, will be attracted to join their ranks. What's more, those among us who are white, myself included, feel a particular responsibility to speak out. Plus, it's just safer for us to do so. Yeah, that's my exact sentiment. Like, as a white dude, I hate that these fucking assholes are claiming to speak for all white people. Like, fuck them. Like, they make me feel ashamed to be myself. They make me ashamed to be white. I wish I was black so I wouldn't have to be associated with these fucking idiot chuds. I mean, holy shit, dude. It says, nevertheless, disruption is only part of our goal. We also think it's urgent to find out who attends these gatherings and what they're organizing. After all, it was at a 2017 conference at Montgomery Bell that Richard Spencer announced the deadly Unite the Right rally, which took place weeks later in Charlottesville, Virginia. In short, having Irwin on the inside was more about finding out how much our protest got to them. It was about getting hours of video depicting the inner workings of the National Solutions Conference, its most virulent followers and leaders like former KKK Grand Wizard David Duke, which, apart from being the smelliest Duke ever made, has the dumbest fucking title. If I was like the leader of a group of people I wouldn't fucking call myself the Grand Wizard. Are you kidding me? Are you some, like, fucking dorky dweeb nerd? All these chuds are just nerds, ladies and gentlemen. They fancy themselves knights and wizards and rogues and thieves and clerics. Fucking RPG playing dorks.
Yeah.
So, it says, white supremacists started... Hold on. Let me turn the vocals. Here we go. Alright. Technical difficulties. Said, white supremacists started coming to Montgomery Bell State Park in 2012. They wanted to hold their gatherings somewhere far away from big cities like Washington, D.C., Charlotte, North Carolina, where protesters were effective at pressuring private hotels into canceling reservations. American Renaissance, the 30-year-old white supremacist publication put out by New Century Foundation, was the first to come to Montgomery Bell. While there have been different sponsors over the years, it's always a mix of the same hate groups and participants. For a while, there was only one conference per year, but starting in 2018, around the time Tennessee legislature killed the resolution denouncing white supremacy, it became a twice per summer affair. Not coincidentally, this is also when protesting started to get a lot harder. Gee, I wonder why. I am almost fucking convinced that some of these assholes who are part of this conference are members of the Tennessee state government. I would fucking die on that hill. I would stake my fucking life on it. I would stake my balls on it. I'd chop my fucking balls off if I'm wrong about that. Guarantee you we've got a chud in our state government who is a member of one of these fucking groups, whether it's Identity Europa or Ameren or any of these other assholes. It says prior to that, protesters moved freely about the park. We chatted with park rangers, ate meals in the restaurant, used public restrooms in the state park inn and conference center where the gatherings took place. We also reserved pavilions and held anti-racist teach-ins that brought everyone from church groups to local NAACP out to protest. But in 2018, the state denied our usual permit to access public restrooms, and we have pop-up tents and tables where we gathered in the past. When we arrived, we were met with barricades, a protest pin, and dozens of armed officers. Yeah, because this guy looks like a real fucking threat. Look at him. He's a really big fucking threat. You should be just so terrified, you fucking pussy-ass cops. Nashville attorney Will York called the denial of the permit a reflection of Tennessee's racist history, comparing it to the 1950 sit-ins when the state protected white business owners wanting to keep people of color from certain establishments. These conferences are virulently racist, and the state is complicit in effectively banning all people of color from the lunch counter in our publicly funded state park. Fucking amazing. The hypocrisy is fucking amazing. It's like they got all pissed off that we took down a statue of Nathan Bedford Forrest in a public park because, oh, it was a public park and you didn't have any right to take down that statue. You fuckers deny us the lunch counter. You deny us the fucking public bathrooms that our fucking tax money pays for, you assholes. And you want to whine about your little precious snowflake statue being taken down. Fuck off. It says, ultimately, the state's actions have been a desired effect. Hold on, cool song, I'm gonna repeat it. Had a desired effect. Our numbers dropped to less than 20 people at the second conference in 2018. So that fucking sucks, dude. The state is once again cracking down on anti-fascist activity. Something I've covered in the past on this channel. You know, 1 in 5 white nationalist meetings take place in Tennessee. All these groups are violent as fuck, want to kill everybody and make an ethno-state. But holy shit, there's a guy carrying a sign that says no hate in our state, y'all. He's the real threat, obviously. It says, nevertheless, we returned to the park in May to protest another Ameren conference. This time we had a group of about 50 activists ranging from individuals aligned with Antifa to those with a deep commitment to nonviolence. Despite differences in beliefs and tactics, they all agreed to act together. something made possible by years of relationship building and an overall mutual respect for the core work of anti-racism. Our march was met by a police line on the road to the inn, preventing us from approaching the front of it. At this point, we didn't know about the spot by the lake that we would use a month later, so we hunkered down for a standoff with police. After a few hours in the hot sun, someone squeezed a plastic bottle, shooting a stream of water into the air. Whether it was an accident or a harmless act of frustration is unclear, but it was all it took to get police, some mounted on horses, to attack the protesters. What is it about fucking Tennessee government and their fucking aversion to water? Are they all fucking reptiles, ladies and gentlemen? You had Glenn Cassida piss his pants like a little fucking bitch when a protester threw a cup of water at him, didn't even hit him, by the way. And you have these cops just losing their shit over a stream of water being shot up in the air. Poor fucking babies. What a bunch of scared little fucking pussies. Literally every single person in this picture who is marching in line here is infinitely braver than those stupid ass cops. They were probably choking down a donut, saw that stream of water, was like, oh, it's time to attack. It says 4 people were arrested and held in jail under cash-only bonds. That's bullshit. An unusually harsh penalty for Dickson County. One protester was charged with a felony aggravated assault because of the water. I mean, just read this. Just fucking hilarious. You assaulted me with a stream of water from a water bottle, you fucking Antifa scum. Truly, Antifa are truly the most violent terrorist organization in the world. Like, Al-Qaeda, move over, dude. You bomb buildings and stuff and kill a bunch of people, but you don't understand, dude. Antifa sprays people with water. That's real fucking terrorism. And this is hilarious because I spoke to the mayor of Dickson County's office and he basically said, oh, all of this is out of my hands. I can't do anything about it. Well, this is your fucking jurisdiction, asswipe. Held in a Dickson County jail, you have the fucking power to intervene in something like that, I'm sure. Fuck you. Says another is still recovering from several broken ribs, a broken nose, and a displaced heart defib. Once again, this is a protester. This was done to them by a cop because the cop was sprayed with some water. Bunch of pussies, man. Says naturally we expected more of the same when we returned to Montgomery Bell in June to protest the National Solutions Conference. Says this time, however, the police had set up the barricade in such a way we were funneled down a road we hadn't noticed before. At first we assumed it would take us further away from the conference center, but to much our surprise we found ourselves by the edge of a lake facing the back of the inn. We weren't more than a stone's throw away. Part of me believes this was a smart change in strategy by police. They got what they wanted, the protesters in a separate area from the white supremacists that they could control, and we got what we wanted. That said, it was likely just dumb luck on both our parts. Looking back, the police probably expected us to stop the barricade and for there to be another standoff. Regardless if it was a strategy or luck, it was the first time in 4 conferences the white supremacists could see and hear us. Well, fuck, that makes me wish I would have gone even more. Like, I was sick as a damn dog, but I still tried to print out as many fucking flyers and pass them out as I could, but I wish I could have just gotten the fuck over it, took in some Pepto-Bismol and just haul ass over there, because that it sounded like you guys did some good work. Because what most of them didn't realize, however, is that we could also see and hear them. Irwin was on the inside, and he was recording everything. So in part 2, we'll go over the second half of this article. We'll talk about what old Irwin found, the dirty deeds he discovered in this conference. So stay tuned for that, friends.